Dr. Raquel Karnichuk from Montemorelos University has been the baby Sabbath school teacher for over 15 years. She helps and motivates new parents to teach their babies, to motivate them, to encourage them, to teach their babies to love the Bible through songs, through toys, and through interactive stories. The class is open for newborns, from newborn to 1 year old. And every Sabbath morning, if you're in that church, you would go to her class, and Dr. Raquel, together with her team of teachers, would guide you through the story for 30 minutes. That's the length of the Sabbath school program. They will give you a pack of different activities and toys that the baby and the parent is going to interact. For example, once they did the story of creation. That is a very interactive story you can do with your baby, where you have flowers that the baby can smell, you have a fruit that the baby can touch and interact with, and you can also bring different animals like sheep that the baby can touch and feel that is very soft, and you can even make the sound of the sheep, dogs, ducks, different things that throughout the story, throughout the 30 minutes that the teachers and the parents and babies are there, they learn about how God created this world, and they make it interactive for them. They even play with the water to learn that God created the water. And all throughout, Dr. Raquel, with her team of teachers, make you feel comfortable in guiding your baby from the very early stage to teach them about the Bible, to tell them about different stories of the Bible, and to tell them how Jesus loves them. That way, as the months pass, you as a parent feel very comfortable then after a while to talk to your baby about Jesus, to read them Bible stories. Hello, my name is Sandy Patricia, and this is the program Loving Your Child. I'm coming to you from Houston, Texas, in the United States. And throughout the different series of this program, Loving Your Child, we're going to talk about different ways that we can show as parents of babies and toddlers, different ways that we can show love to them. Today, we're going to talk about loving your child by teaching them Bible stories. We're going to focus on, as I say, babies and toddlers, because we know that as we read from the book Child Guidance, that the first 7 years of their lives are the most important, because that's the years where we set the foundation of their character. That's the years where they absorb the most and where we guide them through building their character so that they can be better persons, better citizens, and they can learn to love the Lord. So today we're going to talk about how to love your child by teaching them to love the Bible. I have different ways and different experiences that I want to share with you. And the first one is story time at home. How do you teach your child? How do you love your child? By telling them Bible stories at home. Make them interactive. Even as babies, you can start as early as you want to, and you don't have to feel uncomfortable that the baby doesn't understand, because the whole point is to make them feel, make them know, be aware at the beginning of having a downtime to listen to mom, to listen to dad to tell them about stories, to look at a picture of Jesus, and from very early they're going to be aware of the concept of Jesus, that Jesus loves them, that there is a person that loves them, mom and dad loves them. All of those things, as they hear them constantly every day, they're going to learn about it. So you can make the stories interactive. For instance, I have a child, my daughter, And when we started with her, at first I felt a little bit strange, but I would still sit her in my lap from baby, from a month or so. I would sit there in my lap and have a big cardboard storybook in front of me to tell her the story. So I would tell her the story of the lost sheep. I would tell her 2-3 parts of the story, sing songs with her, and move her hands as we sing the song, have a little sheep that she would always touch and feel so that they can have that sensory experience as well, especially for babies. Sensory experience is very important. So that way you can make them interactive with the little ones, with the babies. As they grow and become mobile, and the toddlers, for instance, 2 years old, 3 years old especially, and 4, that they become more interactive, you can even play dress up. If you tell them the story of Joseph and his new coat of many colors, you can even have them dress up with different, with a special coat or with a special shirt. Or if you have a coat of many colors from the Bible times, then you can dress them up and they will be excited to participate. You can also have them tell different parts of the story or act it out. That way, if you have it every evening, they will look forward to their story time. They will be excited and they will want to listen and they even want to tell the story. That way, they will be learning different Bible stories and they will learn to love the Bible. Another way is that it doesn't have to be long. It doesn't have to be, they don't have to feel like I have to listen and I have to have my story. Just make them look forward to it. Make them, you can even quiz them at the end, and they can draw and put stickers on their books, or have a moment that is very special. In our home, our story time, our Bible story time is in the evening after we have it's part of our bedtime routine. After we have the bath and then we are ready in our PJs, then we start our story time. We sit, I sit my daughter in my lap and she's in front of the book, and then we start telling the story. Throughout the story, you sing different songs, interchanging with the story. That way, they feel like they're part of it as well. So having a story time at home where you introduce Bible stories for them is very important, and is one of the ways that you can love your child by teaching them to love the Bible. Another way is our church provides for us a way to love our children by having Sabbath school. Sabbath school, for those of us that are part of it, is a Bible curriculum, like a class that the Seventh-day Adventist Church has provided for our children and for the adults as well. But in the case for children, they have a curriculum that they follow where they have different stories that by the end of 2 years or so, the child, depending on their different ages, they go through different Bible stories and they complete the Bible according to their age. In the case for babies, it's called Beginner Sabbath School because it's their first encounter to the Bible. You begin early, you begin simple, but you begin giving them that foundation. They have memory verses, and let's not underestimate the power of memory verses, because children, even from birth, even from babies, they're like sponges. So we can take advantage of that and help them absorb the good things, because we're going to fill up our brains with things. So let's fill it up with Bible. Let's fill it up with Bible stories, with Bible characters, with examples of good people and good morals, and with Bible verses. So every day in the evenings and then on Sabbath, you can bring your child and they will learn their Bible, their memory verses. Make it fun, make it interactive. They can even make a card where they, if they already know how, if they're beginning to hold the pen, they can draw after the letter of some of the words. They can put stickers, they can make a drawing out of it. You can ask them to make a drawing that makes them think of, remember the Bible verse. If your child is more kinesthetic, where they have to move, you can tell them, Jesus loved me every day, and then you open your hands to do the Bible verse. Things like that helps them to remember the verse. If they are more into music, they can even make up a song that is for the Bible verse. The whole point is to make it fun for them. have them participate in Sabbath school. The teachers, our Sabbath school teachers, are very creative, and they have a program that they follow where the kids interact and the kids take part of the Sabbath school. So I invite you to bring your child. It's part of loving them to bring your child to Sabbath school early morning on Sabbath, and don't have them miss out, because it's fun, it's learning for them. And from baby, again, don't think that they're not learning, or that some of them even going to be sleeping, because 3 months, 4 months, it might be during their nap time, or they take lots of naps, right? So for instance, for me, I started with my daughter at 1 month. She was born right during the pandemic, and so there was no face-to-face Sabbath school. So again, Dr. Raquel and her team of teachers from Montemorelos University, they switched their Sabbath school to online. Now they're babies. How are you going to have an online Sabbath school for babies? Well, they made a list of materials that we as parents would need. They sent it to us ahead of time, so we prepped our little box for, in our case at home, for our daughter. And she would have, for the story of Noah's Ark, for instance, she would have a little boat that I made, a paper boat, and then different animals, and a stick that I put different colors for the rainbow, so she would wave her rainbow, different things, that a cup of water, that she would interact. So 10 o'clock in the morning, from 1 month, when she was very baby, she would nap through the whole Sabbath school, but she was still there listening, and I would be singing the songs right to her, and there was not a lot of screen time, but she will be interacting with me as a parent, and I was being guided by Dr. Raquel and her team to give her the Sabbath school. After several Sabbaths doing it that way, I myself felt more comfortable in telling her and reading her stories, even from very early. So again, it is never too early, because the earlier we start, the better for guiding them. Now that she's older, she has her own instruments, her own wooden sticks that she plays with and sings, and she even has her little felt book where, now that we're doing, for instance, the story of Joseph, she herself puts the coat of many colors on top of Joseph, and they're getting more interactive, but they are familiar with it because we started earlier. So a way of loving your child by teaching them to love the Bible is being part of and bringing them to Sabbath school, and then bringing the Sabbath school activities and stories to your home. So as we say, the children will grow up recognizing the stories, knowing them, and the songs as well. It's very important also to sing the songs at home. Don't just wait for it to be sung at Sabbath. We learn, for babies, we are part of their Sabbath school. We go to there. So we learn the songs, and then we bring them home, and throughout the week, as we tell them the stories, we sing with them, so that they are always having those beautiful words in their mind, and they will, whenever you start singing again, they're excited, and they want to sing it in their own way, or they want to clap hands, or they want to just participate with you as you sing for them and with them. So we know that the Bible in Proverbs 22:6 says that, train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he is old, he will never depart from it. So one way of loving your child and training up your child in the way that he should go is by teaching them to love the Bible. Again, through stories at home, through bringing them to Sabbath school, and we remember that it's never too early. The earlier we start, the better it is. For instance, for us, with our daughter, it's interesting because now that she's older, because she was raised and she was familiar with the Bible stories and with books, now, thanks to the help and support of Dr. Raquel and our constant Bible stories at home, now her favorite toy is a book. So whenever she's excited and she needs to calm down a little bit, we give her a book, and she by herself starts reading it, and she starts reading it, she's not speaking age yet, but she will read it for you and she will just be happy about it and happy with it and play with it. Why? Because you train up a child from early and they will feel comfortable and be familiar with the different toys that you're going to be using as you grow with them. So loving your child by teaching them to love the Bible. Again, my name is Sandy Patricia. I'm coming from Houston, Texas, in the United States to you, and we see you in the next episode of Loving Your Child.